Welcome to December 2025, where we talk about our top games of November 2025. Hi everyone, it's Stella.
And Tarrant here. Welcome to Maple University.
Welcome. We have a few things that we want to discuss this month, including the games that are getting better and better each time. I mean, not each time, but I feel like there are a few games that we thought, oh, surely it can't be, games that are better than the previous one we played. But yes, they are.
Yes, always an exciting time of year post Essen with all of the big releases.
Indeed. So we just got back from Bali. We visit my family's in there, and Taryn had a bit of a health issue potentially, but it is ongoing. So hopefully Taryn will be okay.
Yep, I'll be fine.
Yeah, please send positive vibes to Taryn. We really appreciate it. So what we are going to talk about first is the winner of our last month's giveaway.
Yes, we had a giveaway in the vlog last month. What was the prize?
A Carnivore did it! Whee!
Yes, this little small box game with thanks to Horrible Guild.
Thank you so much for giving us. So there are areas. So we've drawn a winner. So we need to talk to the winner if they are within the area of delivery.
Yes, this was with thanks to Horrible Guild, limited to EU, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and UK.
Yes.
So we have reached out to our randomly drawn winner, and we need your details that we can then pass on to Horrible Guild, as long as you are within one of those regions.
So HeatherDesk5815, please reply to my YouTube comments and email me, and we'll confirm where you are.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So speaking about giveaway, Taryn, we have this month's giveaway as well.
Yes, we're going a more old school, I think, with our with the giveaway this time. So we are.
I mean, we are old school. We play board games, right?
Yeah,
I feel like.
And what's more old school than reading about a board game in a magazine? So this is the Senet magazine, all about board games. This is not a recent issue.
So we have 3 copies here.
This is an issue that we had an interview in
Yes.
about 3 years ago, about when we took
2022.
Cuba off the shelf and played it.
Yeah, so long ago, and that's it. We never been featured again since then, but that's okay. I told my mom about it. I sent one to my mom. It's like, Mom, look, we are on magazine. Like that.
Indeed. So the giveaway this month is the 4 most recent issues of Senet magazine, which goes through all things board game, all things new board game.
Worldwide this time, Taryn.
Yes.
So they're happy to send it anywhere in the world, wherever you are. Just
Yes.
the last 4 issues.
Indeed. So if you would like to enter the giveaway, please comment on this video
Yes.
and tell us what was your best new played game in November.
Yeah, we want to know. I actually got a lot of insights from last time's reply. So I was like, looked it up, and then some games I found out, oh, that game looks good. And then we can also see, like, if you scroll down the comments, you can also see other people's comments. What's the buzzers? What games do you think you're going to be interested in? So
Yes.
that will be information, not just from us talking, but looking at the community replies, which is great.
Yes.
Before we're going to share you our top games, which is going to be more than 5 or plus honorable mention, we're going to show you what games are arriving this month as usual.
Yes. What have we got?
We have these games. Sea Scroll, which is an early release of Renegade Games. It's coming up next year, so it's a 2026 games, I believe.
Yep,
Yeah.
this is a nice little set collection filler card game with some clever little card play mechanics. So
Yes.
look out for that one.
And Durian Smuggler. Now this one, as I mentioned, we recently went to Bali and we met the designer / publisher, and we played Durian Smuggler. It has cooperative and competitive mode. So
Yes.
Simon designed it. It's fun. I think I like the competitive modes better.
Yes, this is
It's-
a crafty little logic deduction game
Yes.
where you're trying to essentially place the durian cards face down in a checkerboard pattern,
Yeah.
and you've got to discern quietly from your teammates or opponents which ones are durians and which ones aren't, using some logic rules.
Wombat Poo. This is a new Phil Walker Harding games. It's designed by him and also published by him. He's got a new, it's not not new anymore, a publishing company called Joey Games. So this is going to be their new game.
Yes, Joey Games, always little Australian-themed family-level games, and Wombat Poo is well known for being cubic in shape, and
Yes.
so that makes it rife for board game fun. And in this case, dexterity.
Yay, ding! And we have these two. So we haven't actually received that in time. Is it upside down?
It is.
Sorry. So one is the first one, the second one was the second one. I mean, that's so clear. This is the Lord of the Rings trick-taking games, the first and second. And
Yes.
I believe they are going to be 3. And this, we've enjoyed playing one of them. Not yet the second one. We just played it recently in December.
Yep,
Not part of November game log.
true.
And we got Pilgrim. So this is a game that I regretted did not pick up from Essenspiel. And I got it.
Yes, this is a mid-range card drafting set collection, make the combos happen kind of game from Pink Troubadour.
And based on video game, I believe. And Pink Troubadour also slipped in Movie Fight.
Yes.
So we haven't actually had a chance to play it, but it looks really fun. Looks Godzilla versus super something. It's not Superman, obviously, otherwise it's copyrighted. And this is...
Because Godzilla isn't. Godzilla might not be.
I mean, this is not even Godzilla. It's like Bltzilla.
Reptar.
Repzilla, maybe. Maybe not. And we've got Miskatonic Tales. So this is Call of Cthulhu, Miskatonic Tales Journey to Innsmouth. A bit of a mouthful.
Yes, this is a Cthulhu Mythos
Yes.
game from Chaosium. It is,
It's a cooperative game.
yeah, I
It's
would
based
say
on-
think Destinies a little bit in terms of you're going out exploring, and it's got, yeah, a new mechanism for how you fight and avoid losing sanity and so on. This one's been
Yes.
in the making for a while. I remember we saw
Essen
demo of
last
this
year.
at Essen last year.
That's
yes.
correct. And now it's going to be retail release, I believe. And we are going to have a parody video for it. So please stay tuned. And I'll use this opportunity to please like, subscribe.
Yes,
Is that okay?
you can.
Is it shameless? Shameless.
No.
That's all. That's all what
That's all.
was
That's
coming.
all that's new.
So I've also been like, when I look at you, Taryn, I have to like move my body a little bit more because I had I pull a muscle in my neck. It's very stupid. I'm an idiot.
It was.
It was okay. I will explain it because if you explain it, you sound mean. If I explain it, no, it's not. Nah. So why I'm going through that thing that pull my muscle is because we are going to have our annual Christmas parody video coming up soon. So
Yes.
another reason to subscribe. And the reason I pull a muscle because I put on a costume that is probably a little too small. So when I pull it back out, I pulled a muscle. All right.
Yeah, and because it was, you know, it's
very
a single piece, and you know, trying to get things over your shoulder.
Yeah, I was like,
Nothing to do with.
I
anything
tried
else.
it on before the filming, so just see, oh, does this costume still fit or not, you know? And I put it on, and then I couldn't get it out. And I was like sitting there for a few minutes. Oh my God, you know, am I going to be stuck with this costume because I can't pull it out? I finally able to pull it out. I thought like, it's probably a few hours until Taryn gets home. So I pulled it out and then pulled the muscle.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah. Well, you helped me put it on and out this time, so that's okay.
Yes,
We married, by the way, if you don't know. Otherwise it'll be awkward.
but it's all about the shape, right? You know, trying
Yeah.
to get a very tight shirt off. It's all about where your arms go. And
This is why I married
team
Taryn.
effort.
This is
Team
why I
effort.
married Taryn. Thanks, Taryn. But really, it's a little bit too tight. But I think I could get away with that. Just check out the video and let me know. So we are now on to our top games.
yes,
So what are the categories?
November. That's the only category.
New to us, the games can come like we can buy. It can come as review copy. It comes as sponsored copy.
Yep.
Whatever it is.
Could be prototype.
Gifted, yes.
Could be new release. Obviously, this is the post-Essen month, so it's going to be fairly heavily slanted towards that.
I have had really, really difficult times choosing the best games this month in November.
Yeah, I must say I struggled as well. Now, if you're keeping track, last month I was a dirty fence sitter and I refused to split my 5th position. I'm not a fence sitter this time, but I do want to give 3 honourable mentions because
3?
it was
I thought that was bad.
because it was a good month. I want
Yeah.
to just list a couple of honourable mentions because they would be worthy of mention in any other month.
Yes, I have 2 honorable mention as well.
Yep.
Which technically would probably make it 6 and 7. But
Well,
I kind of
should
want
be,
to,
yeah.
yes, yeah, kind of like, I almost make it like, however you like it. Could be 6 and 7 or honorable mention. Whatever. You start, Taryn. You.
Right, so I'm just going to roll through my 3 honourable mentions. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them because they didn't make the top 5. But I'm going to mention what they are. So,
Maybe there will be if they are making my top 5.
well, that's true. I may
So,
have that chance.
lies.
So,
Lies.
my first one is Railway Boom. This was I think it was an S and re-release of an earlier game. It's a very Euro-style train placement game with a clever little auction mechanism. And it's auctioning for turn order and then drafting stuff and trying to make combos with it. And though you're building track, it's really for a Euro objective kind of way. So that one is a very fun little game.
Almost made my top 5. This has got a really unique. It was like auction after auction. Like each step, you just do auctions. I'm like, like it's very different, very good. There's so many good games this month.
I always like to fight over turn order.
Yeah.
One of the big Euro releases, Forestry. Thoroughly enjoyed Forestry.
We can talk about this later.
We'll talk about
Because
it later,
it will be on my top 5, thank you. That's the rules, right?
It is. Yes.
Okay, next, Tara.
And my other one is Epona. It is a grid tile placement. It's a card placement kind of game where you're building up a grid. Lots of games like that out there in the world, but I really enjoyed this one. It was quite thinky and it had a multiple I split you chooses. Each round, everyone around the table has a partner that they split and choose and can do stud deals with. So that one is, it's thinky, but it's very good.
Yeah, this is Vladimir Suhi's release. This year's release, so Epona. It's very good. Like the theme is very fun, and I do like the I split you choose mechanic of it, and then you can just build a lot of things, and then you also need to match certain cards with opponents to gain the benefit.
Yes.
So interactive as well in that way.
Yes. What are your honourable mentions?
I have 2. So the first one is Petticat, which is an Oink Games release, I believe, this year. And this is a party game. But we will talk about it later because it will make it on Taryn's top list. Right,
Indeed,
Taryn?
it will.
And the other one is Formidable Farm. This is 2F Spiel game by Friedman Phrase. As you see, F, like the game starts with F and has got green element typical to his games.
Yes.
This is, I would say probably like number 6 then. Let's just make it number 6. How's that?
Sure.
For number 6, ta-da! Formidable Farm. Formidable, sorry, like formidable. I swear this is, there you go. So Essenspiel release, and this is a card shedding, but you have to dig your own deck. You don't just like have this card and then have to shed everything. So the unique one, number 1, you have to dig your own deck first, and then you can't just dig it. There are actions that let you dig. And secondly, the way you shed the cards is not trick taking, it's not playing cards, but contract fulfillment. How's that? Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, it's a very different sort of high-paced game where you get these resources and the cards are very simple exchanges of one resource for another that lets you complete the card, and you're trying to do them out of your hand, but then there's also a common market which you can use to get. You would potentially spend one to complete that then gives you the resource to complete one from your hand.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to race to get your deck empty.
Yes, so it's really fun, really different game. If you like card shedding, then just give it a go. Hopefully they have the English version as well.
Well, this has a German front cover,
Oh,
but
actually,
it
yes.
has all of the English
Distribution.
components and rules and things that it needs.
Hopefully there
Much
is
like
English,
fiction.
yes, English distribution, because this is language independent.
Yes.
All right, so I guess now you're number 5, Taryn.
You guess right and wrong. We'll just mention it because it will come up later in your list, but my number 5 for the month
What is that? that right and wrong. Okay, I get. Give it
My number 5 for the month is Thesaurus.
by Super Meeple.
Yes, but this will feature for you later, so let's set it aside for now.
Look how beautiful the artwork is with, gold and then people diving. Ding, ding, ding. Will this diver reach this before the shark and the whatever it is? Ding, ding, ding. My number 5 magically appear here. Fair's Swamp. This will appear again later.
Yes, so...
It's like teasing to the next
Yeah,
one.
lots of
Sorry,
teasing in this
everyone.
one.
Yeah, just trying to be efficient, right?
Yes. Number 4 for me is one of the big Euro releases from Essen, Recall. But this too is going to feature later on for Stellus, so
Sorry.
let's set it aside for now.
Yes.
We'll talk about a game soon. I
I'm
promise.
sure, I swear, yes. So, Forestry is back. Finally, we get to talk about it.
Yes.
This is my number 4. Forestry is a game of efficiency, of engine building, of moving, of engine building especially.
Yes, engine building, very important. You've got to get quickly to a point where you're limited on action points, and you've got to work quite hard to get the extra action points so that your later turns can be efficient.
Yes, it's a good punishment, and it's interactive on the board, and there are so many ways for victory. We do have the tutorial video for this, quick start tutorial, Terran's new style of tutorial video, which is under 15 minutes. So if you are interested, check it out in the link below or search on our YouTube. If we do have games now or in the future, we'll put it in the link below.
Yes. So with Forestry, it's an action menu type of game or action point allowance. So you'll have first 3 and then 4, an increasing number of action points, and you can also buy more action points. And there's 10 different actions you can take, and they're split into 2 types. And they're both worker movement, I guess, more so than worker placement. So there's some that you do out in the forest with your wood harvester, and you can move your wood harvester around to locations and then do stuff in that location, whether it be cutting down the tree or replanting trees or picking up tokens or building stuff. And then there's the sawmills where you process that wood, and that's got a little mechanism where you can move around between the sawmills, and you want to go somewhere where no one else is because you get a little bit of a bonus for it. Out on the forest, you block someone else from going there if you're there, whereas it's little bonuses out on the sawmills.
I like the theme of Forestry, and I love the action points allowance. Obviously there is a way to upgrade the number of action points you have, but it's not that easy. But it's very satisfying. You're kind of like, all right, you want to push this engine, but you also want to push this engine. There's so many things you can upgrade. It's just like engine upgrade galore. That's what I love about it. And the action points itself is, there are actions that cost 1, there are actions that cost more than 1. And depending on the strength as well, you can just manage your action that way. It's just very put together very well.
There's a nice little bit of shared growth in the game from an interaction standpoint.
Yes.
So you can upgrade a building, and that makes it more powerful for everyone, but you get a little benefit out of people using it. So it's that Lords of Waterdeep type of thing.
Yeah.
You can build bridges that will get you points, but also make it more efficient for other people to move around the board. So those are relatively gentle, but there's just enough in there from a positive player interaction standpoint to have you thinking about what other players are doing.
And timing is quite important as well. Like you want to do a certain action, or you want to upgrade it first, or you want to upgrade it and get the action, and you want other people to go to your building. As you say, lots of Waterdeep style. Well, although the action is already available, it's just better when you upgrade it.
That's true.
Yeah. And I mentioned before, there are several ways of getting scores, and one of them is contract fulfillment, right?
Yes.
And I swear, people would win without fulfilling lots of contracts.
That's true. It does have a number of paths. There are a number of options you can take. Sometimes those options end up being not that competitive, I think, because there's a couple of majorities you can go for, and sometimes you can get that pretty clearly, or sometimes it's a real fight for them. And so we come to my number 3, and it was Stella's number 5, and that is Fair's Swamp. So this is, I would call it a mid-weight Euro. It's a release by Helga Östertag, who is best known for Terra Mystica and that whole series. And you can see a bit of that DNA through this game. It's definitely a map interactive game, certainly lighter than Terra Mystica. And it's an interesting one. On the surface, I think it doesn't, the game is about a swamp, and it's kind of these darker pastel colors. It doesn't look very glamorous. And when you first figure out what's happening in the game, it's not as involved, it doesn't feel as involved and crunchy and rule heavy as a lot of the big Euro releases. Because really, other than a couple of side things, you're kind of going through three main actions. You're building stuff in the swamp to extend these islands, and then you're going fishing, and then you're trading those fish with mostly other players, things that they've built, which gives you the money to then go and build more. And through that, you have to find a pathway to gaining points. So that doesn't on the surface sound that exciting, but the way the map builds up, and this was always a thing that was very good about Terra Mystica and Gaia Project, is the way the map builds up as players make their choices becomes quite, it's very different from game to game, and it becomes quite important. So you start with this empty swamp, you can pretty much sail in a straight line to go fishing. But then as the islands build up, you're basically going to be left with just these canals and lanes, and you can make the island you prefer really long and skinny and like block players off. And it really shapes how the game works at the end. And you can see what's happening at the end. So it's a slow burn towards that, and I really like it.
It is essentially lots of engine building as well. So again, I love my engine building. There's a lot of engine building that one of the actions fishing, you want to fish more fish, or you want to move further, or you want to build cheaper, or things like that. And it has the passing. When you pass, you gain the bonus for the next turn, the Terra Mystica / Project Gaia style, of course. So you can see that, you want to be like in an island, which is kind of like you want to be with other players or not. It depends. There are a few actions that makes it better to be, or maybe not, or more expensive. So that kind of like slightly Terra Mystica-ish, but different, It's different enough, but similar. That makes it really interesting.
It's a worker placement game, which is not completely blocking, but payment more, and payment quite a bit more. So you have workers and you have gems, and you can kind of think of a gem as being like half of a worker. And if you are late to take an action, it's going to cost you that extra half worker. So picking the right actions at the right time is, it's not Agricola where you get blocked out from it, although there's 14 rounds in Agricola, so you'll get the chance again. It's a bit more, all right, I'm going to have to reduce the number of actions I take if I get there later.
That's right.
That timing and the way it links up with how the board grows, it's very clever. It's very intricate, and I like it.
The cost is not that easy to obtain, by the way. Sometimes it's pretty hard. You have to upgrade your engine to gain that type of resource. And I actually see a few worker placement of recent years that is not strictly worker placement. Like you can either place more workers or pay a cost or bump the worker out and things like that, which I really enjoy.
I hope this does well. I hope people don't, I think there's a fear because it's so centered around kind of three pretty basic actions that it doesn't fit that big complex space that's pretty cool. Let's show that. But I think there's a lot of meat in this game. So.
Yes, definitely. And this is not number 1 or 2 because there's seriously, these games I almost put all number 1. It's really
It's a good month.
Yeah, it's a good month. My number 3, which was Terran's number 5, is Thesaurus.
Yes.
Essence Spiel release sold out, and this is a game about diving, planning.
It's a game about planning. It's a game about building up a boat or a fleet of boats with all sorts of cool equipment, and then going out and diving for treasure and trying to avoid or get rid of the sharks along the way.
Yes. The box is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous game. And it's also very planning aheady. So think of it, right? You have a bunch of money. Each start of round, you must allocate to 4 different actions, or 5 different actions of 5 different bank accounts, so that you'll be able to do that action and then pay the cost.
Yeah, each action has a specific color-coded bank account that you have to pay from.
Yeah.
And if you run out, because you actually have to plan 3 whole rounds ahead.
Yes.
If you run out of the right bank account, then you have to it doesn't destroy your game, but you have to transfer with a bank payment fee from another bank account.
Unless if you want to, you have to allocate some amount of money for bidding. You can't really move anything in or out of bidding. And it is very important it's a worker placement, and it is important to be the first player. So you want to bid for the first player. And if you don't, then you ended up with like really crap actions. Like really, I was stuck in one of the games that really, really bad, like last players, and everything's expensive. All the good ones has been taken and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of, the game is a throwback, I think. It has a couple of the more aggressive planning ahead things that I think of from a game like Crystal Palace, where you had to choose dice and choose how much money you were going to put into things. And it has the action queue kind of mechanism that, say, a Dungeon Lords or something like that had, where you're picking where you're going across 10 actions, and then they get resolved from front to back in the queue in numerical order. So you've got a lot of workers that you're managing in that way, and you really have to think ahead. There's lots of interaction across the actions. So there are, you're retrieving treasures, and then other players can open a museum and you can put it in there, and you both mutually benefit from it.
Yep.
There's technologies. Every time you need to dig deeper or look with sonar or something like that, someone will patent it. They will get benefits out of other players then buying that equipment.
Yeah.
You can buy more boats. They can go out in different areas. There's lots of different ways to play the game.
Very interactive, very, very interactive. And it is beautiful artwork, very enjoyable. And planning ahead. That's it.
And it's a game of accumulation as well. You're going to be getting points gradually and continually. It will ramp up a bit, but you're going to be accumulating as you go along.
Yep. A bit of a warning though. Your first game, just... You probably don't know how much you're gonna spend. Like, it's hard to judge where you're gonna put your money, which bank account, which action is going to cost what, and which one's important, right? But as you go through, then you come, okay, I want to do this. I have to do this to do that. I have to plan ahead to do this, and you'll be able to do it better throughout the game.
Okay, we both have the same game at number 2 for the month.
Yes.
And this is a prototype game. This is Movers and Shakers.
It was already crowdfunded and successful, so waiting for fulfillment. And this is by, I would say, Panamax 2.0, spiritual successor.
Yes, very much so. It's by the same designers, Paulo Soledad and Nuno Bizarro Santiago. Not
the headache medication Panamax. Is this in Australia only? I think it's in Australia only.
I think it might be. That's the generic name for paracetamol in Australia.
Yes, nothing to do with headache, although you could probably potentially get headache while trying to plan ahead. Not really, no, not in a bad way. But this is a very, very good game where the interaction is really high, where you can try to hitchhike other people's train. I mean, it's similar-ish to Panamax.
Yeah, so Panamax, if you can remember back 12 years, which is about how far ago it was now, it had the Panama Canal, and you were pushing ships in both directions, and you could push your own ships, other players' ships, or neutral ships. And in fact, you had to, when you were taking a movement, you had to keep things moving. It was the core of the game that things were always moving. And you could load your cargo onto your ships or other players' ships, and you could only load one piece onto each ship per turn. And so to keep your cargo moving, you also had to load things onto opponents' ships. And so in Panamax, that was the core of the game. And then there was also, you were penalized. You were running a company that got penalized if you didn't push enough cargo through. And there was a stock market element where you could invest in other people. So there were lots of things going on in Panamax. What Movers and Shakers does is it takes the core movement mechanism, but instead of having it two ways on the canal, it's a loop of a railway line. You can still move each other's trains, link each other's trains together, push trains from one space to another if it's in a single capacity location. But now your action selection, instead of being a competitive dice draft, your action selection is now cards that you pre-plan from your hand and try to make combos. So that bit's a bit more individual. And the way you score is very much a personal engine building thing now. So you're trying to get icons that will make your deliveries in that direction more powerful, or things that will help you go up on a certain track. And so you're trying to manage all of those with the cards you've got, and there's a lot of different ways to do it, but it's very timing dependent because you need to get your trains or get people's trains where you need them so you can keep loading and so on.
Absolutely. And also there's kind of like, it's not quite bidding for turn order, but depending on your action, and then you'll be the first player. And you'll do like that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, and that was something Panamax had as well. It was, ironically, is it ironic? It's, there was...
No, is it ironic? Isn't it ironic?
I think it was almost ironic. There was, in Panamax, which was about ships, there was a train that you could also load your cargo onto that gave you turn order.
Yeah.
In this, which is about trains, there are ships which you can load on, which gives you turn order.
That's very clever. Maybe it's like a look back to it. I swear it is.
I think so.
But my favorite part is the fact that you time it to put your cargo on your opponent's train at the right time, and the card playing, it's triggered by card playing. You put it on your board, and then you can do the top action or the bottom action, and that's it. Like there are several of the cards, and then there's several of the slots, and then you can only play a certain amount, and then they just stay there until the end of the round, and then you can take them. So once you're stuck with playing that card in that position, then you can't reuse that card again, and you can't use the other action that you didn't activate on that card. Yeah. That's really fun.
Yeah, I always liked the movement from Panamax, but I always felt the overall game was too complex, too hard of an entry barrier. This has that great mechanism in there, but it makes the rest of it a lot more individual and personal planning and tracks and scoring points from that. And that overall hits a really good level for me.
Yeah.
And so we come to my number one for the month. And after all of these heavy Euros, my favourite game of the month was this funny little party game from Oink Games, Petticoat. It's a whole different take on things. You're trying to lay out cards.
All right, disclosure. Now, I didn't know that was going to be Taryn first until a few minutes before we start the video. And I swear, when Taryn learned the rules and teach everything, I was like, I don't know about this, because I picked this one. I bought it from Essenspiel. I bought it from Essenspiel, and there are a few of them, and then I had to ask them to give me the overview, and then this is one of the two that I picked. And this is actually, that's very different, okay. And then Taryn's like, I don't know if I like it, blah, 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 and then now it's number one.
Yes, it is. There's a whole lot of cards, and they will have dog, cat, or bird. They will have a red hat, a blue hat, or a green hat, and they'll have a number between 1 and 5. And you lay out 5 cards and a question mark in a row randomly, and then everyone independently decides what they think the 6th one should be based on a pattern. Whatever pattern is in their own brain.
Yeah.
And if you match with someone else, then you get a point.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. And I always say that what makes a great party game is the conversations and laughter it generates. And certainly for the people I'm friends with and play games with, arguing about a pattern where there is no correct single answer is tremendous fun.
Yeah, I mean, what's the logic? And then you have to defend your logic, why you pick this pattern as the pattern of your choosing.
Yes.
If you don't match with somebody. Even if you match with somebody and the two people can come up with different logic, but the same answer.
Yes.
It's hilarious. I also love this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's very unusual, very different vibe, but extremely fun.
Very fun.
Highly recommend.
All right, if you keep track, you probably know what my number 1 is. Recall.
Yes, this was my number 4.
Yes, I can't really leave it like this because unfortunately I had to ship this back because it's really heavy. And I had to ship this back and it's got some damage at the bottom. So I have to like hold it like this.
I'll hold it while you talk.
Oh, thank you. Recall is spiritual successor of Revive, a game that was out a couple of years ago, and one of the 2 designers is the same. And this is by a different company. And when I play Revive, it was okay, but it's not like, wow. When I play Recall, wow. This is one of the, so far, is a really, really good contender for me for this year.
Yes.
What I love first about it, so like the core things is like similar. What I love about it is the way you do your action. So you have the key. It was like, looks like sort of like key. And you slot it somewhere and then you do that action. So you can, the action is on the key if you upgrade it, after you upgrade it, or on the action that you do. And you're basically building, upgrading things. And there's a lot of engine building in this one as well. And there's like so many ways to activate your things. Like you can, sometimes you can do combo as well. You can combo this and you do that. And then you do other things as well. As the game progress, you need to keep track of certain things that you activate.
Yeah, so much of this game, I mean, Revive was like this as well. And I wasn't a huge fan of Revive, but I definitely enjoyed Recall a lot more.
Yeah.
And a big part of the game is collectively everyone goes exploring and they flip tiles over that have all these hexes on them. And then you will build on those hexes. And you use the same workers to move out, to reach somewhere.
Yes.
As you take off the board to construct a building. And then those buildings are what gives you extra upgrades and rewards and things like that. It has a nice race interaction mechanism because things are cheaper if you are the first to build in a certain location, and sometimes things will become unavailable if someone else goes to a location first. And so that does create that urgency, which I always like.
Yeah.
Revive, although there was some element of that, I think Revive everyone started in the middle and spread out. And I remember it feeling quite independent. Whereas in this one,
It's one corner and
it's a corner and everyone goes. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're kind of meshing with each other all the time.
yes.
The rules are actually also not that complex. The core actions, there aren't that many of them and you
No.
can learn them pretty quickly. A lot of the complexity comes from the special player powers
Or combination of icons.
and combinations
Yeah.
of them. And those get quite big as the game goes on because you start with one player power and player activatable upgrade. But by the end of the game, you may have 4 of these player powers because as you move up on tracks, you get access to more of them.
Hence, Taryn has got this quick start tutorial video, which is not long, and it actually covers the rules. You just have to learn the combinations of the icons once you know, and then you just like combine it yourself, create a different type of action, slightly.
Yeah, definitely snowballs. You look at,
Yes.
I've got 13 rounds at the start of the game.
Only 13 rounds.
And you
though.
feel like you're
Yes.
getting nowhere
No.
early on, but then in the 13th round, you can get so much done. Almost too much for
Yes.
me, actually. But
Yes.
I know I wasn't, I know I'm perhaps in the minority on that one.
I don't know. It's like, I think you've done really well in most of the games, I think. It is most of the games. But I know that 13 rounds is not enough. It's 13 rounds where you do one action per round. And then there's like after several rounds, you get to pick your endgame scoring that you want to pick for, obviously, endgame scoring. And then there are, once at the end, like, oh, I want to do more because like my engine has started to build and then it stops.
Yes.
It's very sad. It's usually a sign of a good game, isn't it? When your engine started to build and then unfortunately you have to stop. And then some people, so there's a recall action, which means you actually just like, you put, and then once in a while you do a recall action. You just like take your keys so you can slot it or do that action again and so on. And it's very sad when the last round is a recall action.
Yes. You want to, you definitely want to avoid that.
Yeah, so 13, I think I wouldn't mind 14 or 15, but yeah, 13 it is. So if you like Revive, check Recall. You either love it or even more, or maybe not.
Which is true for any game, but yes, I definitely felt this was an improvement on Revive and a very good game.
Yeah. So once again, write your comments if you want to get into the giveaway. Well, kind of like Christmas giveaway, although you get it after Christmas. So like a late Christmas present for the winner. And it's worldwide. And hopefully you enjoy this. And then let me know how you've been in the comments as well. And have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching.